Hawkins Hellfire Collective. This is Devin Grubb.
And Zach Grubb.
And today we are going to be talking all about Season 2, Episode 5, Dig Dug.
I'm trying to remember, there's no actual video game reference here, right? It's just that Max likes to play Dig Dug, and a bunch of stuff happens underground.
I guess the underground stuff. Well, Lucas and her have that whole scene in the arcade.
They do.
And yeah, she plays Dig Dug.
Wait, does she play Dig Dug, or the Dig Dug machine is broken? That's how Lucas gets her into the back.
Right.
But it's not actually broken.
No, it's not. But we'll get there.
Yeah.
That's in the middle of the episode.
Yeah, I just think it's funny. Normally the episode titles have much more impact on whatever is actually going on in the episode.
Mm-hmm.
And Dig Dug is kind of like, you just didn't have a better name for this one, did you?
Yeah, especially because I feel like a lot of stuff happens with 11 and her mom in this episode, so you would think that it would that would have some bearing on the title, but right. I guess maybe they want to throw you off too.
I don't think 11 has any bearing on any of the titles aside from maybe the one episode that's just her. That
the Lost Sister.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're coming up on that.
Yeah, we're getting there.
All
right, I think we both start off the same way. Joyce is putting pictures on the wall.
Yeah, all around the house. The pictures that Will has been drawing, of they don't know what he's drawing yet. They kind of think that's like a map of some sort. Like, is that the
Hopper
conclusion?
called it vines.
Hopper called it vines, so they're connecting them. It's Bob.
Bob figures out that it's a map.
Bob figures out the map.
I think Will says that the shadow monster is reaching into Hawkins. I think. Right?
I don't have that written down.
Oh, he doesn't say that. That's just a thought I had. The shadow monster keeps reaching into Hawkins and into Will, and I'm thinking definitely Vecna, a connection to the shadow monster. They've both taken the shadow monster into their bodies. Vecna because he wanted to, and Will because he was forced to.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I Will talk. I have the little exchange between Will and Mike where Will is telling him that he can feel what the shadow monster is feeling, and that connection is still there in season 4.
Right, because they both housed it.
Yeah, because he knows that Vecna is injured after. He would have no reason to know that.
I'm wondering if by using the shadow monster to get to Will, Vecna accidentally created a back door into his own mind. Because they were both connected to the shadow monster.
Okay.
Think about it. Why else would Will be able to feel Vecna? Mm-hmm. Just because of his experience with the shadow monster? Unless we know he's now connected to Vecna.
Right.
He can feel him. He knows what's going on.
Okay.
I think that connection comes from the fact that they were both part of the shadow monster.
Okay. And then the next thing I have is Mike basically telling him that it could work because he's a spy for the shadow monster.
Right, he can spy on the shadow monster because they're connected. He'll give the party a leg up.
Right, because he has what he
true sight.
No, he calls them his now memories.
Yeah, Mike called it true sight. Will calls it his now memories.
Right. So everything that the shadow monster is thinking, doing, Will knows about. So he can help everybody else. That also backfires later on, but and he sees Hopper is in the tunnels and that he's stuck. So there you go. It works. Also, question about the particles: are they only dangerous when they're sprayed at you? Because they get sprayed at Hopper.
Yeah. In season 2, the particles seem dangerous. And in season
1 they
after,
do too. Season 1 and season 2, it's like, oh, you can't be near the particles. Like, they're toxic.
We're never given a reason why they're dangerous in season 1. They just like vaguely say they're toxic. We don't see anything happen.
We don't see anything happen in season 2 either.
Hopper gets knocked out.
He gets knocked backwards. He doesn't get knocked out.
You're right. He just falls on his ass, doesn't he?
He falls over, and then then the vines start to
grab him.
Grab him.
You're right. Everyone just keeps saying they're toxic, and they're making them out to be like this thing that's really bad for you, but no one ever really gets affected by them. It's weird. We do have a couple of scenes with Nancy and Jonathan.
Yeah, you have that stuff. I didn't.
They're hanging out together. They're on their way to see Murray, and she's like, "You still got yours?" And they show off their scars to each other. Like, their scars like connect their hands from when they cut their hands with the Demogorgon fight. I think that could probably come back in the last season. Don't you? Yeah, I mean, like, again, it's something that would be very easy to forget about, I guess.
Yeah, I honestly, like, I think that it could come back, and that, like, it would be cute if it did, but I think they're really going to try to push the whole Nancy and Steve thing, so they're not going to do anything that's going to redeem Jonathan. I really don't think so.
Nah, I think they're going to build Jonathan up again, just to have him die.
I don't know about that.
I feel like it would be pointless to just, like... The only thing left to do with that character at this point is to have him die for Will. That's my opinion. And I feel like if they didn't close the loop with Nancy, there wouldn't be much of a point. Like, it would be a waste of a character. And hey, we all watched season 4. They're not afraid to waste characters.
No,
but still.
Which is why I don't know that they would necessarily do that. I think they're going to really push for the whole Nancy and Steve thing, because everything, a lot of what I have been seeing, in regard, like, with, like, interviews and stuff with the Duffer Brothers, is they want to try to kind of get it back to, like, the dynamics of season 1 and the relationships of season 1 and stuff. So, like, that's why I really don't think that they're going to do anything with Nancy and Jonathan. Like, I wouldn't be surprised if we come back, when they do their time jump, that they're, like, their relationship is ended and we don't get any kind of, like, what happened. You know what I mean? Like, yeah. I really
Jonathan lied to me.
Right, like, I really wouldn't be surprised if, like, you know, the first 2 episodes, they're still together, and then there's a time jump, and, you know, and we're just a couple years into the future, and they're just like, well, yeah, we're not together anymore. I'm back with Steve.
That'd be a big cop-out, and I really hope that doesn't happen, but yeah, I could see it.
But it's something that, you know, because I feel like, I mean, honestly, I feel like... with the stakes and everything that's going on, like, me personally, like, I really don't care about the relationships at this point. Like, I want to know what's going to happen in the grand scheme of things.
Yeah, I'm kind of at the same point now.
Like, you know, like...
I mean, I care what happens to Steve.
I care what happens to Steve, but I want Steve to be happy. I care more about what the relationship between Steve and Dustin is going to be like than whether or not he's going to get back together with Nancy. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like, they both suffered a huge loss, and chances are Steve made Dustin leave the body there. So, like, I want to know, what kind of impact does that have?
Yeah, on their friendship. Because that, I will say... we didn't see them have any kind of interaction with each other.
When they had that, like, 2 days later thing. Like, yes, Steve, Robin, and Dustin were all at the school, but we only ever saw Steve and Robin interact with each other. We didn't see Dustin interact with them.
No, we didn't. You're right.
So, that's what I want to see, that kind of relationship, those kind of interactions. Like, I understand that the ships are a thing, and people want to know, like, want to see their favorite characters get back together and things like that. And, like, yeah, that's great, but that's a secondary thing to me. I feel like there's more important things happening. There's higher stakes than just, are these characters going to get back together?
Yeah, I agree.
I digress. Where were we left off on?
Dustin pretending to find the cat to get his mom out of the house. I thought that was funny.
Oh, yeah, he's such a perfect little bean.
Yeah, just straight up lying to his mom with like white noise on the other side of the phone, just being like, yeah, oh yeah, they saw her, gotta go find her.
Well, he also knows that he has like a vicious monster somewhere in his house.
Yeah, that's true.
So let's get my mom out so that, you know, it doesn't eat her too.
Yeah. And my big thing was, why can Dark go out in the daytime? He's multicolored. He's different from the other Demodogs.
That's true. He's not like them, but it's like what we had talked about in the last episode. That like Dustin has cut him off from
the Upside Down.
The Upside Down and the Hive Mind. He's not like the others.
Yeah, he's not on the same wavelength because of that nougat.
Yeah. That Three Musketeers.
Just take some nougat, man.
Then I my next stuff is about 11, so I don't know where.
Yeah, same.
Okay.
She met a nice trucker who helped her out. This is a different time, man.
Oh, I don't have anything about that. I just
thought that was crazy.
I just jumped right into the.
It's like here's a little kid driving around with a trucker. It's like, hey, be safe. You be okay. You get back to your mom, all right? Like, yeah, okay. You that does not happen anymore.
I don't know that it would have happened back then either.
Hitchhiking was more available. Like, it was something that people did.
Yeah, and people were still crazy.
That's true. I think people were more scared of consequences back then.
Were they though?
I think so. Yeah. There was no internet. You weren't plastered all over the world after you did something wrong.
But I did put that. So I guess it would be 11's aunt, right? She about shit a brick when 11 was like, "I'm here for Mama,"
like blows the door open with her powers,
and you just see her with like the little nosebleed, and she's like, "I'm here to see Mama." Okay, kid.
All right.
Hey, yo, Murray! What's up, my dude?
So they finally get to Murray. He immediately knows who they are, and they immediately put all of Murray's theories to rest.
Well, but first, they go into Murray's little room.
His little Charlie Day room.
And, oh, look, it's my mind full of Eddie theories. Just literally what I do on a daily basis.
Corkboard with little yarn tied around
everything, and seeing how is this connected and how is this connected, and I know he's still alive. Anywho,
then we get to the name of the episode.
Dig Dug with Lucas and Max.
I thought it was cool that the Palace Arcade guy calls Mad Max Road Warrior.
Mm-hmm.
Like, she's already... she hasn't been living there very long, but she's already known for all of her high scores as Mad Max.
She's been frequenting the arcade.
Yeah. So he just calls her Road Warrior. It's badass. I
will say, she does get... because I just put a little clip in here. She gets dropped off by Billy, and he was like, if you're longer than an hour, you're walking home. And I'm like, I would purposely stay longer than an hour to not have to get into a vehicle with Billy.
Yeah. Of course, it would probably be worse when she got home.
Yeah, that's true.
It's the thing about having ridiculously abusive people around you. Yeah.
Okay. And Lucas tells her the truth.
He tells her everything.
He tells her everything, and obviously, it doesn't happen until later on in the episode, but can pretty much guarantee she's not going to believe you, because if some kid told you that, would you believe them?
God, no.
Right. It'd be like,
zero proof, zero evidence.
Right. You have nothing to show me. You tell you have no proof to show me. All you've done is tell me that, yeah, this happened, but I can't talk about it.
Yeah.
And this happened, but I can't show you anything, and you can't ask any questions. And okay, well then, why are you lying to me, dude? If you don't like me, that's fine. If you do like me, there's other ways to impress me than making up far-fetched stories.
Yeah. And then she starts to believe him when he is absolutely terrified of her yelling about it in the middle of the arcade.
That's, yeah. Yeah.
Like, she sees how scared he actually is when she starts ranting about it. And she's like, oh.
Yeah. Maybe you're not
maybe
lying.
something is going on. We get to see Will use his new powers to be helpful.
Well, yeah, I said Will, Joyce, and Mike use it's a map now.
Yep, Brain Teaser Bob is on the case.
Yep. They include Bob without including Bob. Because Joyce knows her boy, or her man, is a big nerd, and she's like, it's a game! Find this on the map. Find the X on the map, and the X is Hopper, but Bob doesn't know that yet.
And I think he figures it out by realizing that, like, the one area is Lover's Lake.
Yeah, because he's like looking at, because at first he's like, why can't you tell me? And she's like beating around the bush, and then he like sees like a spot in it, and he's like, wait, is that Lover's Lake? And then this is that. Yeah, and then this is that. And he gets like so excited.
Because he like knows the map of Hawkins pretty generally. And we were thinking like that's actually pretty cool because Watergate is in Lover's Lake. Mm-hmm. And all of these locales get reused. We were also trying to like, I remember when we watched it again, we were trying to figure out like, are all the different spots where the gates happen in season 4, like, are they mentioned within this map? And really the only one that we know of was Lover's Lake, the gate in Lover's Lake, because one of them happens in the middle of the road. Yeah, we had a quick theory of like, hey, were there tunnels underneath all of these areas? But it's doubtful. One of them's in the middle of the road, and one of them is in the ceiling of a trailer. So yeah. Chances are no. And like, yeah, there were probably tunnels near the trailer because I think that's near the pumpkin patches and stuff. Mm-hmm. But like, probably not. Yeah. It seems more coincidental than anything. Yeah. Just showing how they use the entire town of Hawkins as a set piece. Right. Which is, in itself, is really cool. Really cool. I mean, if you think about it, because of how they use the town is in itself a character. Totally. Yeah. Oh, and then we cut back to Hopper. Who figures out it's a hive mind. He's the one who figures out it's a hive. And like, what? We just watched episode 6? 6. Yeah. And we're only an episode above what we've... Yeah. And in episode 6, they're like, oh, whatever happens here affects this. And it's like, yeah, Hopper figured that out yesterday. Right. When like, he was in there. All these scientists, they don't know shit. Oh, everyone left Dusty Buns on his own. They're all doing their own thing, and he's calling everybody for help, and there's nobody around. Yeah. Yeah. This I wrote, because I was like, why did I write this? I wrote, I hate Ted. And Dustin, and then this because I was like, I hate Ted, and then a quote, and the quote, now I know what the quote is. The quote was Dustin to Ted, because he like, mm-hmm. He's trying to get in touch with everybody because of the whole Dart situation, and he goes to Mike's house and he asks about Mike, and he even asks about Nancy. Yeah, and he says he says to Ted, he's like, "You son of a bitch, you're really no help at all, you know that." And then he walks away. And isn't he like language? Like, yeah, he's like, "Hey, language," and then he closes the door like, "I don't care about you." Yeah, not even like, "Wow, you just insulted me to my face. You're in trouble." Like, "Oh, language." Close the door. Well, like, I mean, it takes him like 3 hours to answer the door. Like, Mrs. Wheeler is clearly on the phone with like doing something, and the door. He's like, Dustin's like ringing the doorbell frantically, and she's like, "Are you gonna get that, Ted?" And he's like, he really is the worst. I can't stand him. I really can't. Like, you know, for as much as I love this show, there's a lot of side characters that I'm just like, I could be fine without you. Yeah. There's no redeeming that guy. He's just awful. He's terrible. Terrible. But then we get the beginning of a beautiful friendship. Because immediately after that, we see Steve with flowers. He's going to go try to talk to Nancy. And Dustin's like, "No, I need you. Like, we're going together. I need your help. We're doing this." Yeah. Yeah, Dusty Buns and the hair on the scene for the first time. I think most of the episode after that centered around 11. Well, I have about the vines getting Hopper, but we already knew about that. We talked about that. Yeah. And then my other line was something that I've mentioned a lot of times, and I'm not going to beat the dead horse, so we're just going to move forward. Let's stop. But yes, then it goes to
11.
Yeah, and the show kind of forgets about her aunt after this season. Like, she's basically not a character anymore.
Right. Like, well, we haven't watched the Lost Sister episode. I don't know if anything happens to the aunt.
I don't think so.
I don't think so either, but before we say, like, oh, no, we kind of don't see her anymore, I don't want to say that without having watched the
we got to recap
that episode. Because there's that episode in between, which is a fantastic episode. And then it's that one. So I can't say for sure that we never see the aunt again.
Yeah. I also completely forgot that 11's mom had powers.
Did she? I have that as a question mark.
She turned the TV on with her mind and her nose bled. That's like the sign for powers in this show.
But did she have them before, or does she just have them now, or did she
had to have had them before? Like, it's not like electroshock therapy is going to give you powers.
But maybe she got a little bit of it when 11 went into her mind and they touched.
Yeah, but 11's touched a bunch of people in the mind space and not given them powers.
Do we know that?
She touched the Demogorgon.
The Demogorgon already has like weird powers. I don't know. I don't want to say for sure that her mom had powers.
I think it would make sense if her mom did have powers, because then there's a reason why.
Well, I was going to say then there's reason for why he would have taken 11.
Right. And if he was really experimenting on people to give them powers, you remember when we had that whole discussion about, was he experimenting for the kids to be born with powers?
Mm-hmm.
Now it kind of seems like, no, he was experimenting on people who had powers or had the potential for them, and he took 11 because he knew, okay, well, her mom has powers, I can develop them in the little kid.
But then where does one come in? Where does Henry come in?
He was the first one. He's how Brenner knows these powers exist.
Okay, so we're to believe, or just in what we're talking about,
right?
We're to believe that in this situation, obviously, he already has one.
Yeah, at that point
he already has one, and he's already kind of like, figured out that there's other people with these powers, and then this woman, I guess, comes to him and she's doing these tests and everything, and
mm-hmm.
I guess, okay, that makes sense as to why he would take her kid, because it's like, oh, well, she does, maybe she passed it on genetically.
Yeah, like I can experiment and find out, or like he's got some way of knowing already.
Right, okay.
Hell, maybe his way of knowing is one. Maybe one met baby 11 and was like, oh yeah, she's got powers like me. I'm dead serious. That would make sense.
In the womb? Because
after she's born.
He takes 11 immediately.
Yeah.
So how would one...
No, I'm saying what would happen after that. After he takes the baby. He's taking the baby, anticipating it.
And then one is confirming it.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's a little tinfoil hat. But a
lot of what we've been talking about is...
it does seem like something that would plausibly happen in this scenario.
It could. So 11 goes into her mind and finds out pretty much all about her past, specifically her mother's past.
Yep.
And the meaning of all of the words that
she
her
mumbles,
mom mumbles. And they're not always mumbled in the order that you see them, like the sequence that you see when she's showing them to 11, but they're always the same words. And it's breathe, sunflower, 3 to the right, 4 to the left, rainbow, 450. So breathe is when she's going. She's
in the car. Well, let's put it in timeline order.
Okay, so breathe. Well, yeah,
breathe is one of the last ones because it's before she walks in.
But breathe is what you see first.
Right, I'm saying let's put it in timeline order. Like,
so timeline
in the order of when things happened.
Well, then it would be sunflower.
Yes.
First, so
I think so.
Yeah, sunflower is she wakes up after having given birth to her sister telling her, you lost the baby.
Yeah, the sunflowers in the room.
And there's sunflowers in the room. And then 3 to the right, 4 to the left. Or no, Rainbow would be next.
No, Rainbow's last. The Rainbow Room.
The Rainbow Room. Is that...
That's where 11
after
is.
she goes, okay. So 3 to the right, 4 to the left is her opening a safe and getting a gun.
Yes.
And then Breathe is in the car. She's going to Hawkins' lab because she knows her daughter is there.
She knows
that Jane is alive. So, she's breathing. She's calming herself because she's about to go in and with a gun and F shit up. Then she says Rainbow, and Rainbow is the Rainbow Room. Now, it's not a rainbow room like it is in season 4.
Right.
It's literally just a rainbow on the door, and we see 2 little girls in there, and she goes in, and she's about to get 11, and then she's apprehended by the doctors, and 450 is the level that they put the electric shock treatment on, and they shock her
to fry her brain,
and they literally fry her brain.
Yeah.
Which is why that's all she says.
She's trapped in that
in that endless loop of all of that happening, and she can't get out because they fried her brain so badly, and it's so sad.
Yeah. And you know what? I don't remember that ever being addressed again. We'll see. We'll watch the rest of the season.
I don't know that it is.
I don't think it comes back.
It's just that I think it's just this episode, and then we have the episode with the lost sister, and I think that's it. Like, I really don't know that we get back to that. I mean, maybe in that episode this gets touched on again, but it's not touched on in any other season.
Does her mom die before she goes looking for her sister?
I think she might.
She might.
I think she might. That might be why she goes looking for the sister. I'm going back a few years because we haven't watched it.
Been a while. It's been a long while.
So, I mean, we'll have to answer that question.
Well, we'll find out tomorrow.
When we watch the episode, yeah. So then we go back, after that big bombshell, we go back to Hopper in the Vines because Joyce...
Do we go back to Hopper or do we go back to Murray?
Oh, maybe we go back to Murray. I don't know. I didn't write that, so
yeah, that's
you did. Go
Jonathan
ahead.
and Nancy are having the conversation with Murray. They told him everything.
Oh, and he water it down.
He immediately believes them.
Yeah, and he wants them to get the story out, but he says you have to water it down for the media.
Yeah, and he needs vodka and music to think. And he's like not saying what he wants to do, but Nancy gets it, and he's like, "Yes, I respect you." Mm-hmm. And it's cool because they like kind of have an understanding immediately, like, and even more so, like Nancy kind of starts being Murray after this. She goes full journalist.
She does go full journalist, but he's a little bit more shady.
Oh yeah, totally.
She is like.
I don't know. I think current Nancy would do all the same shady shit.
Current Nancy would do any. I mean, current Nancy did do some shady stuff. Like she snuck into a crime scene.
They never really address it, but she's basically Murray's protege, which I think is funny.
She'd go to Russia to find Hopper.
She would. So they decide to water down the story so that they can finally nail
it out to everybody.
Yeah, they can finally nail these guys at the electric company, the Hawkins lab. But they'll do it in a way that doesn't come off as fanciful as like, hey, there's an alternate dimension.
Yeah.
Then we get them finding Hopper.
Right. Joyce, is Bob with her?
Yeah.
Bob goes down into there with, okay.
Yep.
So Joyce and Bob find Hopper, and as they're getting him out, so is Hawkins' lab.
Yeah.
They found him too. Well, they go down and they
find him because of the now memories.
Right. And they start burning everything, and Will is above ground with Mike and starts having like a freaking seizure.
Yeah.
Because he can feel everything that is happening. So it's literally like they're setting him on fire.
Again, Noah Schnapp just absolutely killing it.
Yeah.
With the like terrified I'm on fire face.
Yeah.
to end out the episode. Like, oh my god.
But that's also further proof that he's part of the hive mind.
Yep.
He has the connection to Vecna. Now, I wonder when they were burning Vecna, did Will feel that?
Well, okay, so it seems like...
Because we didn't see what was going on with them.
Will doesn't feel I don't think Will feels things the way that he did before, because he's not directly tied to it anymore. He knows.
He just
it's like
knows.
the hair on the back of his neck standing up. He knows how Vecna feels, but that doesn't mean he himself is feeling it.
Okay, it's like he's got his own little spidey sense.
This is why we're getting in, like I said earlier in the episode about the, like, maybe he has a backdoor into Vecna's mind because they were both connected to the Mind Flayer. Because it's not like Will is still connected to the Mind Flayer. He doesn't feel the pain that happens to other, like, Demogorgons or Vines or anything. But he's aware of it. Yeah. He knows. He's got that, but he doesn't, like, talk about, like, oh, yeah, like, Hopper killed a Demogorgon. I felt that. Mm-hmm. It's like, no, he feels Vecna.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, yeah. And then I have a couple little notes that were, like, interesting things that we talked about. Do you want me to get into that?
If you want to, go for it.
So, because it has to do with this, too.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm consulting my notes. So, the one thing we talked about is the particles in the Upside Down, and we actually went back to...
we went back to season 4 to check on this.
To look at this, and the particles that we see in the Upside Down, that we see get, like, sprayed at Hopper and everything, look exactly the same as the particles when 11 explodes 1.
Yeah, his body burning up and, like, going into the portal creates the exact same particles that you see all over the Upside Down.
Right. So I feel like there's some kind of, there's got to be a reasoning.
Yeah, there's got to be a reason.
And then I wrote this down because you said it and I thought it was really interesting, that the Upside Down crafts itself to the person that finds it.
Yeah.
So, like, when we go in season 4, which this is also in, like, when one gets sucked into the Upside Down, it's, like, red and fiery. It's not blue or gray. It doesn't seem cold. It looks very much like his mindscape. Mm-hmm. There's no particles. There's very few vines and everything. Now, we talked about, like, did he make it look like Hawkins? Like, how did that work? And we don't think he did. We think this is where we get the whole why the Upside Down is, like, trapped the day Will went missing. Because it was, by Will being there, it had crafted itself to what Will knows and what Will is familiar with. So that it would be the Hawkins of November 6th, 1983, because that was when Will first got there.
Right. That's my theory, is that it's tied to Will.
Our theory.
You wrote it down saying I said it.
You said that part, but, like,
Fine.
Ugh, trying to take credit for everything.
Well, when you deserve credit for everything.
Okay, Mr. 22,000 subscribers on YouTube.
Yeah.
But anyway, yeah, I feel like that makes sense.
Yeah, I agree. Mm-hmm. Totally. It's very odd to see how the Upside Down was so sparse when he found it. Right.
And why did it turn from this, like, red and fiery kind of place to this dark and cold? And now, like, I'm thinking about this now as we're talking about it, and I think it might be because, you know, he was this angry, evil person, so it was, like, red and fire and everything, and Will is a scared little boy.
Yeah. Well, we keep saying fire. I don't know that we actually saw any.
No, we didn't see any fire, but it gives that, like...
And everything in the Upside Down is kind of weak to fire.
Right. Yeah. But so, which is interesting as to why, when he first gets there, why they would have this, like, red and,
this, like red and yellow, like, motif.
Burning kind of thing. And if everything in the Upside Down is weak to fire, when the gates open up, why are they fiery? They're fiery.
That's a really good point.
And there's smoke coming out of them.
That is a very good point.
At the end, like, when you have the like the big pullback and you see everything is smoking and stuff. I mean, it's fiery enough that it cut Jason in half.
That was great. I guess there's a lot to explain in the final season, and a lot of stuff that is either going to have really great resolutions or just be completely forgotten about.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I hope a lot of what we've, like, with rewatching this, and, like, a lot of the questions and the, like, I'm not saying, like, oh, I hope our theories are true.
I do.
I mean, some of them, I hope so. But, like, not only that, but, like, I want a lot of the questions that we've come up with and that we've had, like, raised while we're rewatching it. Like, I would like a lot of them to be answered. And I think a lot of people who watch the show kind of have the same questions that we do. And it would be nice to have some kind of, like, closure or resolution for them.
They've got a lot to wrap up.
Yeah. So we need long episodes, guys. Long episodes, Duffers.
Yes, please. Long episodes, lots of explanation. If you need to do a lot of exposition, just do it. Just do it. Just do it. It's the last season of the show. It doesn't matter. Just do it.
And I know he's in high demand right now, but we could have Eddie back.
Okay.
I had to.
I know. Well, signing off from the Hawkins Hellfire Collective, this is Zach Grubb.
And Devin Grubb. Dusty Buns gets it done.